I found my boss's performance review for me in the printer. Lazy, entitled, always on his phone. I said nothing, just started documenting everything. 6 months later, he called me into his office with HR. I'd been working as a junior analyst at Mitchell & Cross for 3 years. The pay was decent, the work was straightforward, and I actually enjoyed what I did. But my boss Derek had this way of making me feel like I was constantly failing, even when I wasn't. He'd walk past my desk without acknowledging me for days. Then suddenly, when a client complained or a report was late, I'd be pulled into his office for a lecture about accountability and professionalism. It didn't matter if the mistake was actually his or someone else's. I was the easiest target. One Tuesday afternoon, I walked to the shared printer on our floor to grab some contract copies I'd sent over. The machine was still warm, spitting out pages, and there, face up on the tray, was a document with my name at the top. Employee Performance Review, confidential. I glanced around. The floor was quiet. Most people were at lunch. I picked it up and started reading Derek's notes. Shows up late constantly. Spends half the day on personal calls and texting. Barely meets minimum standards. Does not take initiative. Recommend no raise this cycle. Possible PIP if behavior continues. My stomach dropped. I read it again, slower this time, thinking maybe I'd misunderstood, but no, it was right there. Black ink on white paper. The thing is, none of it was true. I'd been arriving at least 15 minutes early every single day for the past year. I made coffee, prepped reports, answered early emails before anyone else even got in. My phone usage was almost entirely work-related, tracking project updates in our client portal app or coordinating with the sales team. And performance? I'd closed more accounts in the last quarter than anyone else on the team. 3 major clients had specifically requested to work with me again. I stood there holding that paper, hands shaking, not from sadness, but from pure anger. I took a photo with my phone. Then I put the document back exactly where I found it and walked back to my desk. That's when I decided. No confrontation, no emotional outburst, just cold, detailed evidence. I started keeping receipts on everything. Every email I sent, I BCC'd to my personal account with timestamps. Every client win, I documented with confirmations and thank you notes. Every morning I arrived early, I sent myself a photo of the office clock showing the time. I tracked Derek's schedule too, the 2-hour lunches while I covered his client calls, the days he left at 3 for meetings that didn't exist. I saved the Slack message where he told me to lie to a client about why a deliverable was late, a deadline he'd missed, not me. I kept a spreadsheet, dates, times, evidence, 6 months of my actual work compared to his false narrative. My folder grew thick with proof. Then one morning in March, Derek's assistant messaged me. Derek needs to see you in conference room B at 2 p.m. HR will be there. My heart rate spiked, but I stayed calm. I knew what this was. At 2 p.m. I walked in. Derek sat on one side of the table, arms crossed, looking annoyed. Across from him was Monica from HR, laptop open, expression neutral and professional. Have a seat, Monica said. I sat. Derek didn't waste time. We're letting you go, effective today. There have been ongoing performance issues we've discussed, and frankly, it's not working out. Performance issues, I repeated. Yes, he said. You've been late, distracted, underperforming. We've given you chances to improve. Monica slid a severance packet across the table. We're offering 2 weeks pay. You'll need to sign today. I looked at the packet, looked at Derek, then I pulled out my phone. Before I sign anything, I said, I think you should see something. I opened my folder and turned the screen toward Monica. Showed her the photo of Derek's fake review notes from 6 months ago. Then the spreadsheet of every early arrival with timestamps. Then the emails proving I'd been covering his missed deadlines. Then the Slack message where he explicitly told me to lie to a client. Monica's face went from neutral to stone cold in seconds. She leaned forward, scrolling through everything without saying a word. Derek's confident smirk faded. He tried to speak, but Monica held up one hand. Derek, step outside, she said quietly. Now. He left the room. I sat there, heart pounding, as Monica made 3 phone calls. By Friday afternoon, Derek's office was completely empty.